Today, I'm sharing some real pro tips on cloning, how to make sure your baby's roots strong and never tap out. First, check this out. It's time to light it up. AC Infinity's Evo series. Every light in the series has a removable driver so you can keep the heat out of your grow space, and they are up on the Tech 3.14 U-moles per joule. If you want to geek out, my favorite feature is the built-in timer on this. It has 10 brightness levels. You can do sunrise, sunset. It's right on the fixture. Super easy to use. No separate tab timers or any of that jazz. Check out AC Infinity's LEDs over at acinfinity.com. Coupon code DUDEGROWS will hook you up with these top-notch LEDs. They got a size for every grow tent. acinfinity.com. Coupon code DUDEGROWS will hook you up. Back to the show. All right, let's do this. Let's make some happy, healthy clones. First off, Scotty, we need the right tools.
Oh, I got the right tool right here, man. It's my trusty pair of dirty scissors that I've had sitting around. At least they've got trichomes on them, man.
You can use scissors or razor blade to take clones. Both work well. Just make sure if you're using scissors, they're clean, they're fresh, they're sharp, they're good to go.
That's my big thing. First off, if we are talking best practices, you are right. Scotty Dude Real says you can use scissors and get away with it. Cannabis is not a difficult plant to clone. The theory behind it is why a razor blade is preferred, because the scissors, even though they're sharp, you are squishing some of the plant material when you cut. With a razor blade, you really are making a sharp surgical incision. And I think that's a big deal. I think that's a big deal.
Of course, you need the nursery, the clone dome, the nursery. I always picture when you see a preborn baby at the hospital or something, the little incubator thing or whatever. It's like
kind of the same thing.
You got to get an incubator for your plants, right? Let's get into the equipment. We got to get a clone dome. We got to get a happy place.
Yes. All right, let's start with a really simple one. Grambo, you got that picture? Man, that's like a $15, $20 clone dome right there. It's got ridges in the bottom of it. You put a little bit of water in the ridges in the bottom, put your cubes there. And then the art is getting it to fill up with moisture. So it's just, the moisture is just, it's 90, at least 90% humidity there, but it's just dripping off the top. And then as the roots grow, as the clones mature, you start opening those vents a little bit. And that's how you clone, man.
And you got to get that humidity is generated by what? The number one item I think we both agree on for success is a heat mat. I mean, unless you're putting your dome in a really hot area, that doesn't even matter. Having that heat right at the root zone is a great place for it.
Yeah, you're evaporating that water that's sitting, as remember I said, real important to have some water in those channels. Well, now you're heating that water to whatever it is, 90 degrees. It's evaporating up. I don't know if it's 90. I think it's 90. Hope not. That's really hot. But it's evaporating up. And then don't forget, these plants, these clones have no roots. So they have to get all their moisture through the air. So by having it super humid, they're able to get they're able to stay alive long enough to make these roots.
I like it. One other piece of equipment I dig on is a hygrometer. Hygrometer basically is a digital thermometer. It'll tell you your temperature and humidity, and that most all of them will remember the highest and lowest points they got to. I love to walk by my dome and to be able to say, good, all right, I'm at 84% humidity. I'm at 82 degrees. These ones right here are really sweet from Mondi. These actually attach right to your dome. They're totally out of the way, and they monitor the environment in there, which is knowledge is power in that sense. It'll tell you, like Scotty said, when you maybe need to add a little bit more water to those bottom trays to keep that humidity way up, because humidity needs to be up above 80.
Yes, but dude's Mr. Knowledge, Mr. I want facts, data. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I just kind of eye it. I've been growing for 30 years. I plug the heat mat right into the wall. I mean, you can buy a thermostat or whatever. I plug it right into the wall. I put my chamber right on top. And if I don't have mist coming off the top of that chamber, I know something's wrong.
I'll go back and say we just mentioned a heat mat, a clone dome, the hygrometer. You can also get all this is in one place. I want to shout out quickly to AC Infinity's. Their setup has everything you need: the dome, the lights, the tray. The lights already come with the built-in timer for your light cycle.
Yeah.
They're dimmable because as your clones go up, you can increase that light intensity. Once you have some roots starting, you can bring it up and get more performance on them, but you barely need any. If you want to talk PPFD real quick, like 150 to 180 for clones, very low.
It's even high. You can start at 75, 100. It really does depend. But yeah, you're right. Before too long, you want to get them up above 100. And then don't forget, it's a progression. So as the clones are growing, when they have no roots, they're weaker than once they're rooted in a small plant. So yeah.
Well, light cycle, 24, 18 odds.
Man, you were getting into this earlier, and I hate to say this, but I think you were right, man. I leave mine up for 24 hours a day for simplicity. I can go in there any time of the day or night and grab some clones, and it works. But there is
Rule 16.
Say it again.
That theory behind it is having. I said that definitely works. I mean, if you are going 24, you're still going to have success. 18 gives a little bit more of a rest period. If you know the show, you know me. I like sleep. I think plants like sleep. Also helps them develop the roots just a little bit better when they have that rest and that downtime.
Yeah, it's not just that, it's it's not just a preference or a feeling. There's fact there is when the plant goes to sleep, it's not actively photosynthesizing anymore, grabbing light and breaking it down and making sugar out of it. Instead, it's taking what it made that day and pumping it down to the roots to feed the roots. So you are going to get better rooting at 18 hours a day. A lot of times people will leave them on 24 hours a day in the beginning just to kick make that callus and start kicking those roots. Just getting them going, and then after that, adjusting to 18 hours probably is smart, dude. I might actually take your advice.
No way. All right, let's talk about your tips on taking these cuttings from a happy, healthy mother plant, well-hydrated mother plant, donor plant, whatever you got. Want to make sure that thing's healthy as can be, pest-free, hydrated, fully nutrated. I don't think that's the word, but I'm making it happen.
Man, I was in my grow last night. That was actually 2 nights ago, and I'm looking and I'm just resetting everything. I'm saving clones, and I've got just all my genetics in solo cups, so I can bring them out of the room. I'm rebuilding the room, and I look and I've got one plant that I'm about to kill. It's an emergency, which was the DGC Cup winner. It's just an amazing strain, and I'm like, dude, I don't have any clones, and I just abused this plant to where it looks terrible. I threw everything else out. So, man, I have to, instead of just taking a clone off it, I have to rehab this thing, get it to where it's super healthy, and then I can take a cut. And by the way, if you have something like hop latent viroid or something that is internally in the plant, you can clone all you want, man. You're going to fix it.
Taking these cuts, man, once you take them off the plant, if that's your final cut, you have to get them immediately into your grow media. You don't want to have those sitting out. One way I do this, I have a big wide mouth jar. I take all my cuts off my plant. This isn't my final cut. Let's say they're about 6 inches long. I'm putting them all in that jar that just has water in it. Or if you have cloning solution, you can have your cloning solution in that mixture. I let them sit in there. I thin them back. I trim them how I want them. And then I'll take it out quick. Final cut, bam, right into my media immediately.
Yeah, super hydrated plant. The idea is you don't want it to suck up an air bubble. If that plant is thirsty and you cut it, and all of a sudden it sucks up an air bubble, that's enough to completely disrupt the clone and it'll kill the clone. Yeah, so you definitely want well-hydrated plants. I'm going to spray the plants with the spray bottle anyway when in the clone dome. So I'll spray them while they're still on the stem, on the plant. Wait a little bit for that plant to hydrate, water it real good. Then I'll take my cut. And you're right, if I got a whole bunch of cuts to do, I'll just take a bucket of water and I'll just throw them in there. Sometimes I'll make them even longer, so that I can go back as soon as I've got all my clones and everything set up, make the cut. Then that's when you can take the razor blade and do your diagonal cut and scrape the side to get that cambium layer going, and then dip them in your gel, and then immediately in your on the cube and into the clone dome.
Scotty likes the gel. I'm usually not like this. I use the rooting powder as well. Obviously, whatever you're working with, take a little bit out. Yeah, don't be cross-contaminating, dipping in jars of rooting powder. Rooting powder is good forever, and it's super cheap. $5 thing of rooting powder probably would do like 500 cuts.
It is. All these are. I'm sorry. All these are is IBA. It's some kind of chemical, indobutylic acid.
Nice.
Yeah. 100, man. 110%, bro. It's the internet.
All right. Some comments below. Let us know your cloning tips.
Yeah. And come on. If you dug this video, hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button and share this one with another grower you know that doesn't know how to clone. And check out the other couple of videos YouTube's recommending. We hope you take them.